Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a weekly message from Jesus. And my name is Barry Strohm. Each week, I try to bring you a channeled message from our Lord. They're always spectacular. They're always great messages. And I want to thank all of you that take time to listen to them each week. So I know our Father's here, so let us begin. Good morning, everyone. Yes, each week I do bring you a new message. I try to make my simple message different each week, but I'm sure that many of you think that it's a bit on the boring side. When each of you get up in the morning, do you look out the window and see the beautiful sunrise? And before you go to bed at night, do you go out and look at the beautiful sunset? You're watching miracles. There's no way that color could ever be out there and all of its beauty. Now, yes, some days there are thunderstorms or storm clouds on the horizon that block the beautiful sunset. Just the way that in your lives, there's always storm clouds that could block what would otherwise be a beautiful sunset for your life. But you always know that those clouds are going to clear. You always know that there's going to be a night where all the beauty is going to come through. You always know that there is beauty behind darkness. That is the same as the miracle of heaven. Heaven is the beauty that comes after the darkness that you suffer in your human life. Now, there's many good moments in a human life. Life is what you make it. I keep telling you all the time, you use your common sense. You don't do anything that you don't want done to yourself, and your life will be as good as it can be. But you're always going to have grief. Grief comes to everyone. It's a lesson. You must learn how to handle grief and move on with your own life, because your own life is what's really the most important. All I want you to do is do your best. Do your best to follow my words. Do your best to show love. Do your best to help others. When you do this, your judgment in heaven is assured, because you're doing all of the things that a good person does. Now, I know that all of you that are listening to the show this morning, you're good people. I know exactly who's here and I know who's not. And I want to thank you for it. I want to thank you for your devotion. I want to thank you for all your help in trying to pass my words. As I tell you often, you're meeting many of the frustrations that I met in life. Can you imagine those that were alive when I walked the earth and had the opportunity to truly hear my words and walked away without listening or decided they wanted to swear at me? Well, they missed a great opportunity. Anyone that's not listening to my messages on Wednesday mornings are missing a great opportunity, because this is as close as you're going to get to hearing my actual words, because I am truly speaking to you from my heaven. Now, heaven's all around you, if that makes you feel any better. It's another dimension. I don't want any secrets. I don't want any untruths being told about my heaven. My heaven's a magnificent place. That's what it is. My heaven is probably the greatest miracle that I ever created. The greatest miracle on your planet was when I resurrected, and I tell you that every week. But heaven is even a greater miracle than my resurrection. Can you imagine creating this dimension that goes all through my galaxy, where every soul that passes comes into it? Pretty big miracle, isn't it? Well, there's many that don't believe in it. I know that all of you that are listening believe into heaven, and you should, because it is absolute. Afterlife. I don't know how you want to refer to it, but afterlife is totally related to my heaven. When your soul passes from your body, it passes into the afterlife of heaven. All souls come to heaven. They may not come immediately, but they'll show up. I'll let them stay back a little bit if they feel they might want to guide loved ones that are grieving badly, or many of them are actually afraid to come into heaven because of the lives they lived. So we'll give them a little time to think about it, I guess. And then I'll send the angels, and the angels will bring them into heaven. So you can't escape it. If you lead a terrible life, you're going to be judged for it. There's no way around it. You will know what mistakes you made in your life, and you'll know what great things you did, how much you helped others, how much love you showed, how many times you tried to teach the young to show them that God truly exists. You'll learn everything about your life that you lived. That is the way I want it, and that's the way it is. You can fight it. You can say that I don't exist. You can tell others that you don't exist, but you're only harming your soul life. Each week, I tell you that your soul life is more important than your human life, because your human life is so short and your soul life is forever. Those of you that listen every week, you've heard all this stuff before, all of these words, but I love to keep saying them because they're so true. Truth is always the way. Truth is the light. Truth is the path. There are many more paths of evil than there are paths of truth and love. It's very easy to do things that aren't right. Greed. I have given you free will. You hear that all the time, and many people use that free will to lust after what others have, to want to take their money, to steal, to do whatever they can to gain money so that they think that they can have a better life. Well, they may have a better life for a short period of time. Human lives are incredibly short. I know when you're living them, they seem to be quite long. And if you're suffering illnesses, they seem to be extremely long. But trust me when I tell you, your human life's been around for billions of years, not tens of years. So there's a big difference. I want you to preserve your soul life, the life that comes after you pass from that human body. You'll know when it happens. You'll close your eyes and there'll be a moment of darkness. If you don't believe in me, there'll be more than a moment of darkness, because you're going to receive what you expect. If you expect nothing, well, there'll be a period of time when you close your eyes, that final time, that you'll have nothing. You'll know that something's still going on, because your spirit energy is realizing that you still can see things. You might be able to see your body laying there, but there's going to be what you expect. Those of you that love me and know that heaven exists, you're going to see what you expect to see. You'll see this incredible place. If you think it's going to be a street lined with gold, in the beginning, you'll see a street lined with gold. If you think it's going to be angels sitting on clouds singing welcome, welcome, well, you will hear welcome, welcome. It's what you want it to be, because I want this heaven, this experience of you going into heaven, to be the greatest day of your life. It will be what you've looked forward to, if you believe in me, all of your human life. So why not sit back and enjoy it? Why worry about it? I keep telling you that your day of passing is going to be the best day of your human life. All the pain is going to be behind you, the suffering, the grief, the depression. If you believe in me, it's going to be nothing but greatness. If you don't believe in me, it's not going to be quite as great. You're going to come to heaven and you're going to be judged for what you did. Many of you, those of you that are listening to me, you will receive the great blessing. When you return, your guides are going to say, you've lived a great life. You've followed your life plan. You've done all that God expected you to do. Can you imagine hearing that on your day of passing? It's the best you'll ever hear. But those that don't believe in me, it's not going to be like that. They're going to hear all of the bad things they did. And if they did enough bad things, they're going to be sent to lower levels. If they're truly horrendous in what they do, taking the lives of hundreds and seeking political power and hurting so many, they're creating bad karmas. And those bad karmas will follow them to their judgment. It may be that their karmas can affect hundreds of future lifetimes, maybe even thousands. There are souls in my heaven that are in the very lowest level that could literally take millions of lifetimes to repay the karmas. Don't put yourself in that position. Know when you pass that it's all going to be good. And it's so easy that you've laid that foundation of faith. You wouldn't be listening to me if you didn't have this foundation of faith. You can be from any religion. Anybody that tells you a single religion controls the pathway to heaven is lying to you. There's no way. Everyone in other religions go to heaven just the same as that religion that's lying to you. They may tell you that if you don't pay this ridiculous amount of money every day of your life to them, you're not going to heaven. Folks, you cannot buy your way into heaven. It does not work like that. The richest people on earth will come into my heaven with the same amount of wealth as you have. Your wealth is how you live your life. Their wealth is how they live their life. If they use that money to help others, then they are doing great things. There are many souls that have been sent back with a life plan of great wealth, and they know that it's a test. If you make that great wealth and don't use it to help others, you're failing the test, and you're not going to be given great wealth again. What you'll be given is a future life of poverty, so that you know what those individuals that you harmed felt like, will continue to feel like. So it all comes down to being quite simple. You receive what you give. If you give love, if you give faith, if you give information and good things to the young, then good things come back to you. If you harm others, steal from them, use violence against them, then not so good things are going to come to you. It's all about karma. When you look in that mirror in the morning, ask yourself if you hurt anyone yesterday. If you did, make a point of saying you're sorry. Make up for it. Don't let a karma follow you forward. Bad karmas that you create early in your life can come to play in your later life. If you get a sickness, let's say that you went out and you saw this person with MS and they're in a wheelchair and you laughed at them. Well, it's not uncommon, and in your later life, you may receive an illness where you'll be in a wheelchair and people will laugh at you. So karma works in many ways. Make good karma. Don't take a chance. Why be a gambler? Why gamble? You know what you have to do to live a good life and have karmas in the future. So just do it. When you harm someone, you're gambling that maybe we don't know about it. But you see, that's a gamble you're going to lose. We know everything. It's hard to believe that with all the billions of people, but keep in mind, there's billions of guides. There's billions of angels. There are so many out there that know what is taking place in your dimension. Just because you cannot see our dimension doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Oh, there's many people that have convinced themselves through numbers and laws of nature, as they call them. Well, I want to remind you of something. When you have a law of nature, that's a law of God. God has created your so-called laws. He's created gravity so you can stick to your planet and walk. He's created oxygen so you can breathe. He's created many, many so-called rules of nature, all of which God has the ability to change if it's necessary. I want humans to do wonderful things. I want them to advance so that they can learn to be with the other advanced cultures of the galaxy. I want them to be able to live in peace. That is the most important rule for everyone in the galaxy. You must live in peace, because there's always somebody that has weapons more powerful than you do. A civilization that has been around for millions of years has developed many, many things. Humans think they're so powerful now. They have nuclear weapons. Well, those are the most barbaric weapons of mass destruction that you can have. Advanced civilizations have very, very advanced weapons, but they don't use them. They're deterrents. There's other galaxies out there where people may not be so kind. So they don't want to have people from other galaxies coming in. But within the galaxy, they don't use those weapons anymore. They have found love. The advanced civilizations have found peace. Until humans find peace, it's not going to go well for them. They're not going to be able to advance. Wars take incredible amount of assets. They take wealth. They take lives. They take souls. They take the young that are educated. They take the future of countries. Wars are the most destructive thing that you can ever do. Why is it that rulers can't understand that? We try to tell them. We come to them in their dreams and tell them that you're doing the wrong thing. Stop. And they keep doing it because they think this brings them this great power. All it does is bring them great hatreds. The people they invade, they create these hatreds. They're killing the families or the members of that country. Do you think that everyone just forgets? They don't. Hatreds go on for generations. Much of the hatred that you have in the world today is generational. It comes from past decades. But it can be forgiven if the country does well and tries to make up for all the harm. If a country harms another, they must be responsible for trying to at least rebuild it, to give the remaining people that are alive structure to regain their lives. There's countries today that are trying to simply kill common people. Russia's bombing the cities where people live in apartments. They're bombing schools where children go. They say that this is a normal thing. It's not. They don't want their people killed. When somebody goes in and kills a Russian person, it's like the first one that ever died. They're forgetting that they've killed thousands and thousands in the other country. You hear the word hypocrite. Perhaps that's where I'm headed this morning. Don't be hypocritical. Be a loving person. All I want you to do is follow the simple words that I speak. Many of you that are listening, you do great jobs. I know all of you slip. Everyone slips. Everyone makes mistakes. It's part of being a human. But overall, you guys are doing such a wonderful job. You're trying to spread my words. Many of you are finding disappointment because people don't listen, but that's not on you. You're doing your best. Each of you who do your best are going to be rewarded. It's that simple. Each of you that try your best to live a great life, you'll be rewarded. It's the great simplicity. It's the great karma. Good things bring good karma. Bad things bring bad karma. What could be more simple for understanding? So try to do your best to do the good things. That's all I ask of you. I don't need you to pray to me 27 times a day. I need you to pray to me very simply and have a conversation with us. Speak to my angels, speak to my saints, my mother, to me. We all hear you, and we all have the ability to pass on the words, and if it can be answered, the prayer will be answered. We understand what you say. You don't have to keep repeating the same thing. Use a new conversation with me. Tell me what you think of your life. Tell me how I can help you. Tell me how I can help those that you love, those that are around you. There's so much that you can talk about to me in prayer. That's all I want. I want to hear what's in your hearts, and I want to hear truth. I do not want you to tell me you love me and then go out and do bad things. You are far better saying nothing than you are to lie. Whenever you tell a lie, you are creating a bad karma, and it will come back. Just follow my simple words. Speak love, speak understanding. Teach the young of me. Teach the young my simple words. It's a simple life if you make it simple. It's a complicated life if you complicate it. My words are simple. Many people go out of their way to complicate them. Just simply show love to others. That's the great first step, and you'll know happiness. I'm going to bless all of you. I always do every week. That is an advantage to listening to the show, is a personal blessing from God. I love all of you. I truly love all of you. That's really all you need to know, isn't it? So goodbye, and I'll be back again next week. Thank you so much for listening. I can't even talk after that. His words are always so great, always so powerful. It is so amazing feeling his energy as he's doing this. So you've all been blessed. You've all been told how much he loves you. There's really nothing I can say after that. So tell others about our show. Join us every week. I'll be doing this as long as I can. Hopefully it'll be for quite a while, but it's up to him. Goodbye. Thank you so much for listening.